From funnelwebs and six-eyed beasts to widows of many colours, here are 15 of the world's most venomous spiders. Number 15. Fringed ornamental tarantula. We'll start the list with an arachnid that has a 10-inch leg span that's 25 centimeters. That's a big spider, and it has a big bite as well. Despite their size, tarantulas are normally not known for their intimidating bite or strong venom, but this one is an exception to both perceptions. They're endemic to Sri Lanka and usually live in the holes of tall trees. This species has twin fangs that point downward, allowing it to inject large quantities of its venom, and the toxin is said to be potent enough to cause excruciating pain and severe muscle cramping. While no fatalities have been documented, this spider's bite can be extreme enough to send victims to the emergency room. Number 14. Noble false widow. The arachnid is most often called this in the UK, otherwise the distinctive designation is typically dropped. In England, they're often considered that country's most venomous spider, but they didn't originate there. The creatures are native to the Canary Islands and Madeira before they spread to Europe. They allegedly arrived in England during the late 19th century. It's also been reported as far away as California and Chile. Thanks to their arguably superficial resemblance to the black widow spider, these creatures became known as false widows. While not as deadly as their more famous brethren, the venom can cause swelling the size of a tennis ball, along with debilitating pain. While bite symptoms are typically similar to a bee sting, the false widow's toxin can sometimes trigger cardiac arrest. Number 13. Mouse spiders. At one time, these arachnids were thought to dig burrows similar to mice, but that has since been disproven. Growing about 3 centimeters long, more than 1 inch, these are medium to large spiders that are indigenous to Australia. They have large fangs and carry a venom that is similar to that found in funnelweb spiders. Experts say that the critters could potentially deliver a bite that is far more serious than initially believed. Part of that conclusion is based on how well the funnelweb antivenom can treat severe bites from mouse spiders. Number 12. Red widow. This one belongs to the widow family, but it's a rare species and highly venomous. They're endemic to Florida and are found primarily in the sand dunes of the southern part of the state. Identified by vermilion red fangs, they're also known as the red-legged widow. Although it measures less than an inch long, they still carry the deadly venom that is typical of its family. Bite symptoms can start within 3 hours and include intense pain, muscle cramps, and hypertension. If left untreated, symptoms can last for 5 days. Number 11. Six-eyed sand spider. Native to South African deserts, this creature buries itself in the sand, then pounces when unsuspecting prey wanders by. Related to the recluse spiders, it carries a nasty venom that is typical of the family. Because it qualifies as both necrotic and hemolytic, the venom can damage the flesh and destroy blood vessels. In certain trials, it proved fatal to rabbits within 5 hours. But how does it affect humans? Experts are still debating that one, but if the rabbits are any indication, the six-eyed sand spider could pose a potential danger to us. Number 10. Brown widows. This member of the widow family isn't as well known as its cousin the black widow, but it does share a familiar hourglass marking, even though it's orange and not red. They're thought to originate in South America, but can now be found around the world. Populations have been reported from the US to Madagascar and Australia. They can make themselves at home just about anywhere. That includes living in buildings, under cars, or within vegetation. Experts say the neurotoxic venom of these spiders is twice as powerful as the black widows. Did you know that in some regions, the animals are regarded as an invasive species? Brown widows are known to systematically search out and replace black widows from areas they inhabit. Number 9. Redback spider. This arachnid is a member of the widow spider genus and is thought to originate in desert regions of Australia. They're now found in a variety of habitats throughout Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia. The most serious bites come courtesy of the female redback, identified by the red stripe on its back, which inspires its name. The venom is potentially dangerous to humans, but the main symptoms are severe, persistent pain which can last from several hours to days. Around 2,000 redback spider bites are reported each year, although no deaths have been reported since the 1950s when redback antivenom became available. Number 8. Yellow sac spider. Ranging in colour from pale yellow to green, these are small spiders that measure only 10 millimeters long, but their bite can cause a big hurt. Experts say their venom contains a cytotoxin that can destroy cells. Symptoms can include stinging pain, swelling, and lesions that can develop into sores or blisters. The closest comparison would be a less severe version of the brown recluse spider toxin. They're mostly found in the Old World from Europe to Africa to Japan. and some researchers claim that this species might inflict the most bites on humans. Number 7. Black widow spiders. This is probably the best known name on our list, and they're easily identified by the red hourglass marking on the abdomen. There are more than 30 species in this genus that show up worldwide. The species most familiar to North America is usually called the southern, northern, or western black widow, depending upon which part of the continent it inhabits. Some sources claim the venom is 15 times stronger than the rattlesnakes and can cause respiratory paralysis, severe muscle pain, and cramping. Symptoms can persist for several weeks, although fatalities are rare. Still, more than 2,000 black widow bites are reported each year in the US. Number 6. Funnelweb spiders. Coming up, we have a couple of arachnids identified as funnelweb spiders, so here's a quick FYI on those critters. These critters live mostly in the trees and belong to an infraorder identified as megalomorphs. Those are heavy-bodied spiders that include tropical tarantulas and these funnelweb spiders. There are upwards of 40 different species within its family, and they're all native to Australia. Most of them produce some potent venom, as will be noted. Their common name refers to the webs they create. A funnel is in the center where the spider will hide until prey lands there. One species is known to create webs with irregularly placed pieces of web strands. Those structures serve as tripwires to alert the arachnid that prey is nearby. Number 5. Northern funnelweb spider. This species goes by a couple of other names, including the Northern Rivers funnelweb spider. They're known for rearing up when threatened and bearing their venom-dripping fangs. Their venom is considered to be especially toxic within their family and can be potentially lethal to humans. More than half of the bites received from this creature result in envenomation or venom being injected. Symptoms can manifest within 20 minutes and include nausea, vomiting, and alerted states of consciousness. Did you know many experts consider this to be among the world's deadliest spiders? That's because they're larger on average than the Sydney funnelweb spiders, and that size differential suggests their ability to inject greater quantities of venom. Number 4. Sydney funnelweb spider. This creature is probably the best known of its family, and with a body length of about 5 centimeters or 2 inches, they're one of the largest members. As its common name implies, they're usually found within a 100 kilometer, 62 mile radius of Sydney. Not only are they one of the world's deadliest spiders, but they're especially aggressive towards humans. It's a good news, bad news scenario regarding their venom. It's not the most potent neurotoxin, but the creature can deliver a flurry of bites that delivers a full dose each and every time. The spiders have fangs that are sharp enough to puncture shoe leather and fingernails, and their venom is especially deadly to humans and other primates. Other mammals don't seem to suffer the same extreme symptoms. They can include swelling of the brain, shortness of breath, and muscle spasms. In some cases, death has occurred within 15 minutes of receiving a bite. Number 3. Brown recluse. They're sometimes called violin spiders or fiddlebacks thanks to the violin-shaped marking found on their head. This one is a relation to the Chilean recluse, which possesses many of the same physical characteristics, but the brown variation is native to the US and is considered one of the country's most venomous spiders. While it's only about the size of a penny, these six-eyed spiders have venom with flesh-eating qualities. In the vast majority of cases, the bites do not prove fatal, but if they do, the bite can morph into a gangrenous open wound that takes months to heal. Number 2. Chilean recluse spider. Among the recluse spiders, this one is often regarded as the most deadly. Despite its common name, this species can also be found in South American countries including Argentina, Brazil, and Peru. Outside of its native range, the spiders have been reported from the US and Canada to Finland and Australia. They can go without sustenance for long periods, which helps in their dispersal, and they've brought their damaging venom along for the ride. While a bite initially causes little, if any, pain, it takes several hours for the major symptoms to kick in. The venom can cause severe skin ulcerations and leave deep scars. In some cases, the damage is so great that skin grafts are required. Number 1. Brazilian wandering spider. These animals are sometimes called banana spiders because they're known to build webs within the fruit. That would be an unappealing sight because these beasts are widely regarded as the world's most dangerous spider. They carry a potent neurotoxin that is nearly 20 times stronger than a black widow's. Effects can include respiratory paralysis, excruciating pain, and eventual asphyxiation. While they do seem to hitch rides in banana shipments, that's not why they're called wandering spiders. There are several species of these arachnids which are found from tropical areas of Costa Rica and into South America. During the night, they like to wander about the jungle floor instead of maintaining a web. Guinness has cited this particular species as the most venomous spider in the world. but they've also bestowed that honour on the Sydney funnelweb spider. Tell us which arachnid deserves the title in the comments below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and click the bell for notifications for our next exciting episode right here on Epic Wildlife.